ago. It was a very busy weekend for me. I had to take care a lot of people, trying to take them through the vision board, how to come up with a fulfillment bound vision board, the kind of vision board that would make sense and make you to get off your feet and want to do something. It was really an exciting moment. The weekend was tough. The weekend was tight. The weekend was really stressful for myself because I had to sit down, through the night to do assessment because, emotional intelligence assessment was introduced. I had to assess everybody without allowing any interference from, whatever is happening around me or within me, whatever it is. I did that and it was really stressful, but it was worth it because I found that, that so many times it's not just about the goals. People have goals, in fact, beautiful ones. I mean, they use gold pens to write their goals. In fact, they write them in notebooks sent to them from the Queen's office, in the United Kingdom. However, that doesn't make a goal to be golden. That doesn't make a goal to be effective. That doesn't make a goal to really watch it or make you make success in life. Setting goals for the year, it's very important that we take note of certain things. Now, I'm going to be taking us through different dimensions of thought in this limited time. One of the dimensions I want to take us through is this, the dimension of for a goal to happen, the football dimension now. Some of us are not familiar with that, but however, we have seen 1 or 2 times ball being kicked on the pitch or on a playground somehow. Now, for a goal to happen, goal is one of the least common thing in football playing. Even in basketball, that you have a lot of goals. Unlike football, there are still least number of goals compared to the number of actions that happen through the game. Now look at it. In football, for you to have a goal, you must have had a lot of dribbles, you must have had a lot of passes, you must have had even some injuries, cards, yellow or red. You would have had a lot of funny things happening before a goal can happen in a football. The same thing, let's bring it to our life. Now, for you to have a goal, getting fulfilled in the real life, I want to tell you, there will be a lot of dribbles. There will be a lot of dribbles. There will be a lot of fouls. There will be a lot of, set pieces. There will be corner kicks. There will be a lot. Just name it. It's going to be dirty. In fact, it's like a sunny day, which we train to spice it. That's the way it is in real life. You can't have your goals fulfilled without troubles. You can't have your goals happen without struggles. The ancient definition of friction, we're taught in secondary school, told us that it's impossible for movement to happen without friction. And friction is that opposing force naturally, that want to stop you from moving forward. But if without friction, everything is going to be slippery. And if everything is slippery, it means that it's most likely that you don't have direction of where you're going to. You slide forward or you slide backward. You explained earlier, you're going to have people dribbling people. Now, in life, you are always going to be faced with an opponent, and that opponent is not your brother, it's not your sister, it's not your friend, it's not your neighbor, it's you. You are the competitor. Every time I like to tell people that when you wake up in the morning, you wake up with 2 persons. The first person is the real person. The second person is the ideal person. The real person is the person you are, that you woke up with actually. And that the ideal person is who you want to be, is who you want to wake up to be that day. That's the ideal person. So in the year, some of us have woken up to reality already, but some of us are still, trying to bother ourselves with the pandemic of last year. Some people are still telling us why they will not be able to do this and that because of the pandemic that happened last year. Hey man, wake up. Time is up already. We are soon going to be done with 2021 again. What will be your excuse? Or you are expecting another pandemic to happen so that you have an excuse? No, that's not going to be beautiful. You're not going to like that. So the thing is this, I told you already, there are a lot of problems will happen this year and they will be traceable to personal-demic. It's not going to be pandemic any longer. It's going to be personal-demic. People will have issues, not with other people as much as they will have issues with themselves. So setting goal is very important. A lot of things happen when we set goal. You know about the SMART goals. I'm going to tell you about the smarter goal today. Now, smarter goal is not something that sounds as it is. It's just like an improvement of the SMART goal. The SMART goal is when you are specific, you have measurable goals, you have attainable, achievable goals, you have realistic and time bound. Yeah, we now have the ER introduced to it. I intentionally don't want to over prepare myself for this session because I just want to talk to you about the year that we are all in already. But the thing is this, setting goal is important. Setting goal is spiritual. It's one of those things that make us to be different from animals. When goals are used with levity, when you handle goals with levity, the problem is you are going to have a kind of life that is not substantial. When you don't wake up with something to pursue, wake up with determination to that when you are coming back to bed, you have satisfaction. That's goal, that's energy. It pushes you to do a lot of things in life. But many times, imagine, this is it. Life is funny. If you do not have goal for yourself, you are going to be grafted into another person's goal. And whether you like it or not, somebody can drive you to fulfill their goal even outside your, wish or your desire. That's the reality. So you need to bring yourself to that position that you have a goal to pursue, that you have a goal that you are always on your feet looking for. Goals can be short term, goals can be long term, but your work is to focus on the short term. Long term, you work to meet them. Don't let the long term distract you. Your own primary assignment is to focus on the short term goals. Now there are different categories of goals. I just want to talk about. I'll just touch a little thing before the time is up. There are different categories of goals. The first category is the time goal. The time goal, that's okay. I want to do this within this time and this time. That's the first category of goal. And that's the one a lot of us are actually familiar with, or the one that is most related with. That is because of the definition of goal. Some people define goal as a dream or a plan with timeline. You understand? That's goal. You have something that you want to do. You have something that you want to do and you have a time stipulated. That's when you have a goal, right? So the first category of goal is time goal. The second category of focus goal. And the third category is topic. Now, focus goal is like, okay, this is what I want to do. Now, I want to become a better person. Sometimes you may not even have time for it. You may not stipulate a time for it. You just go as it goes. But your focus is, I want to be a better person. I'm making sure that I am a better person. That is focus. I want to, be able to, get this and this done and stuff like that. Making sure that you're able to do that. It's very, very interesting. Focus, right? Focus goal. Now, the third one is topic goals. Now, I just talked about the three categories of goals. The first one is time, the second one is focus, and the third one is topic. Now, topic is like, okay, for my financial life, you understand, for my career and academics, education, for marital life, for relationship, for jobs, that's topic. Now you give yourself the topic that, okay, this is what I want to do in this aspect. Within this year, in 2021, this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to be able to beat my chest at the end of the year and say, yeah, I did. You understand? Topic while I was in secondary school, and that quote is very funny. So if you don't have a goal, you are easily fit to be called a goat. If you do not have a goal, we can freely call you a goat. In fact, even goats, they have goals, at least goals to go at it. That's important. So if you do not have a goal, you are easily fit to be called a goat. Even goats, they have goals. So why do you want to, do yourself such evil? Why do you want to do yourself such great harm? by not having a goal. Not having a goal actually makes life to be boring, and there's high tendency of not living long when there is no goal. I mean it. A lot of people, they find life boring and they are ready to go when there is nothing to pursue. And that's why you see people die quickly after their retirement when they do not have something else to do. But when you have a goal that you're pursuing, as a matter of fact, your goal should be like a concentric cycle, that you should not overcome. Like, you should not be able to, encircle it. It should always be outside you. It should always be a bigger cycle than your own cycle inside it. That every time you pursue it, it's always in front of you. Your goal should never be behind you. It's always going to be in front of you. No matter the number of goals a football team scored in their last match, they do not automatically write off the next match. Hey, you guys, you scored 11 goals in the last match, so this year we think you should not even bother. That last season, the goals are still going to count. No, it doesn't happen like that. And the same thing with our lives. It's important for us to, take care of our lives and be goal-oriented. Life is quite meaningless without goals. Life is meaningless without goals. There are a lot of definitions for goals. I don't want to give you definitions. You know something. Now, goal is as simple as that thing that takes you off your bed. You can sleep all day. Yeah. If there is time, you are permitted to sleep all day. But you don't want to sleep all day. In fact, you don't want even to sleep all night. Why? Because there is a goal. There's something you're pursuing, or there's something that you don't want to catch up with you. Yeah, one of those beautiful definitions of a goal, I'm going to just give us for the purpose of those that are academic, you just want to put something down and make reference to it later, is defined by one of those people in psychology, Locke, that's his name, himself and his friend, Latin Locke, says, the object or aims of an action, for example, to attain a specific standard of proficiency, usually within a specified time limit, is called goal. They are called goals. Why we set goals are to actually prompt us to action. Why we set goals are to prompt us to action. There are few principles that I'm going to tell us about goals. And why I'm going to tell us, about those principles is because I want everything to be simplified. There are just 5. The first principle of goal setting is commitment. If you're not going to be committed to it, don't put it forward. Now, commitment is capable enough of getting your attachment. You go over it. One of those things that we did in the Vision Board conference is, you have your goal where you can easily see it. Your vision board, you have it where you can easily see it. Now, I may not tell you straightforward that one of those things you need to do, one of those smart things you need to do for goal setting this year is for you to have a vision board. You need to have a vision board. Now, vision board is not just a graphical representation of your vision or your goals or your aspiration. It's not just a combination of colors and shapes for you to say, okay, I have something. It's not something to actually brag about. You brag about your vision board when your visions are coming through, not the color you have added, not the paper or the stickers you have on them. So having something that can actually get your commitment is worth it. Because if you do not have something that can get your commitment, it's a waste of time when you say you have goals. It's more than you penning something down. Some of us, we feel smart, we feel intelligent, that, okay, I'm not like the other person, I'm not like Mr. A, I'm not like Mrs. B. I have my goals clearly written down. And so what? It's not just all about writing goals down. It's not about having, beautiful handwriting. That does not make life beautiful. You have to be committed. And by being committed, it is, you don't have all the luxury of time to do what other people are doing when your goal is suffering. You create time for your goal. There are not going to be enough time for you to fulfill your goals, but you have to create time. Now, if 24 hours is not enough, it means that you have to reduce your commitment to other things. Maybe you have to sleep less or go to less parties, go for less outings, and a lot of things like that. You need to create time for your goal. That's very important. And that shows your commitment. Where you spend your money, where you spend your time, I will know. where your commitments are. Now, the second thing I want you to know about the principle of goal setting is clarity. Now, if it's not clear, it is not achievable. If it is not clear, it is not achievable. And that's one of those things that we learn when we write. When you write and you want to write another thing, oh, our time is almost up. We have less than 10 minutes to go. Now, when you write and you want to write another thing on the same line, you are going to be canceling what you're already written. That is writing, right? And that is one of those things that writing, talks to us about our vision. It brings clarity. Some things you can have them in your head, but when you start writing, when you want to start writing, you realize that they are not writable. They are quite unnecessary. They are not supposed to feature in the book of your life that you're writing. So until they are clear, what do you want to do? If they are not clear, they will never be achievable because you will never know when you have achieved them or not. So they have to be clear. You want a car, you have to be clear enough. Okay, what type of car do you want? How much will it cost you? And all of it like that. When you have that clarity, it becomes easier for you to know when you are close to achieving it or you have even achieved it. The third thing is it has to be challenging. Hey, if your goals are still what you would do comfortably with the number of sleep times you have, with the number of frivolities you have around you and all of it, if your goal is still what you are, it's not yet goal, it's just mere desire. Because your goal must be able to pull you out of your existing way of life into a new reality. So if what you did last year was enough, you have to do more this year for you to be able to achieve more. Now, you know why you have to do more this year for you to be able to achieve more? You are older this year than last year. Somehow, your strength is increasing at a decreasing rate. So you have to be smarter this year than you were last year. If you need to put in more energy, you need to put in more energy this year than you did last year. And you know why? You've got more competition this year than last year. So you need to do really more this year for you to be able to achieve your goal. So put yourself into that challenge. Hey, guy, I want to do this and I'm going to do it. The fourth thing I want to talk to you about, the principle of goal setting is complexity. Complexity. It has to be demanding. Your goal should be able to expose to you your deficiencies and give you the freedom to work on yourself. If your goal is not causing you to grow, it is not an ideal growth. It's not an ideal goal, rather. If your goal is not causing you to grow, it is not ideal. So your goal must be able to pull you out of the shoe you wear and put you into a bigger shoe. Your goal should be able to do what? Pull you out of the shoe you wear and be able to put you into a bigger shoe. Now, the fifth thing I want to talk about, the principle of goal setting, is feedback. You know what? If you're not going to have a feedback, if you're not going to have, and that's why, the SMART goal, SMART is specific and measurable. Without measuring, you can't know the extent to which you have fulfilled your goals. You can't know the extent to which your goal is enjoying the resources you are giving to it. So you have to set up a proper feedback system, a feedback system that will not be deceptive, a feedback system that will not, sugarcoat everything. And many times, our feedback system should be something around feedback, accountability, partnership. You should have people that, can say, hey, guy, what's up? How far? What have you done? What are you doing? What are your challenges? And most of the time, I will put ourselves really accountable is when you make your goals public. And when I mean public, you have some person. Don't let it be with you alone. Tell one or two persons that can hold you accountable. Now, you are not telling them that, hey, guy, I want you to hold me accountable. You just tell them that I want to do this. And you know what? You tell them this is what I want to do within this time and this time frame. That's what I want to, achieve this goal in. And there are people that will not, that you are bothered or not, they would keep asking you, hey guy, you said you're going to do this before the end of the year. You have not done something about it. Feedback. A lot of people try to get back. They are too big to move forward. Now, goal is essentially to move us forward. Picasso said something. He said, our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of a plan. Our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of a plan. And that is going to bring me to a point where I will talk to you about the car of goal. Goal actually has a car, and I'll talk to you about the car of goal. If you stay with me, we're going to do it together. From the host, I think because of certain limitations, we are unable to go straight up as we want on this platform. But you know what? I think they are already preparing another link for us to be able to catch up the remaining session. Remember, I want to tell you about the car of goal. Why? Because Picasso said our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of plan. And if our goals can be reached through a vehicle of plan, set your goals and achieve them in this beautiful 2020. Jbuit, are you there? Can you share the link with us on a general message?
Okay. Hold on, we're going to
let's have the link, Jbuit. Let's have the link on a general message.
Okay, we're going to
put it on the chat so that everybody can pick it from there, because we can pick it from there. Okay. And now, and in the shortest time, we're going to be arriving there. So, okay, while we try to allow the time to go, let me also tell you another thing I'm going to talk about in the second session of this live webinar. I'm also going to talk about your fitness versus your form in the fulfillment of your goal. Let me tell you the truth. Go for the fulfillment of your goal. Stay there. Join us next section. Oh. Okay. Waiting for them to give us the next section. But why they come up with that? Why they come up with that? Okay, be positive, be brief. Goals are like living things, and they need living care. Your goal is like a living goat that you decide to put on a burning fire. And if that's the case, you should know that if you want this goat to burn on this firewood, you must stay with it. The goat will fight. Goat will give a fight because they don't treat it like it's dead. You don't set the goal and not go back to it. You have to give it living care, living attention. You have to give it living care, living attention. I think we have the link now. Yeah, we have the link now. And please, I want to beg us to share the link now.